big takeaways from the last time you had takeaways?
I think still kind of, we have the trade deadline coming up, so that is something that I'm still heavily keeping my eye on. We have some new reports that have been coming out. One from Giannis, he seems to keep reiterating that he wants to stay in Milwaukee. So, uh, the front office could always decide we don't care what you think and still trade him away if there's some great package. But if any type of trade goes down in Milwaukee, I feel like at this point it's more likely that they're bringing someone on. I don't know what exactly they can do though. They're really strapped. I think the whole waving Dame and Miles Turner thing was insane, but yeah, so that's very interesting, something I want to keep an eye on. And the other thing is, a report came out today that Josh said he wants to stay in Memphis. So it seemed like, I think a week or so ago, the reports came out saying that they were open to trading him, and it felt like all indications were that was going to happen, considering how things have gone between the two sides in the past several years, and this season especially. But he just, and I think there was also, they were just overseas playing Orlando, and there were some videos that came out of him kind of talking crazy to one of his teammates, but reports are now that he wants to stay there. He's saying I'm a loyal guy, and so there's just another interesting wrinkle in that. Of course, they still might decide to trade him, but having him publicly come out and say like, "No, I want to stay here," is something I don't think that I don't think we were going to see. So just kind of like two of the biggest trade pieces seems like they're reaffirming their commitment to the team they're on. So I don't know what the ramifications that is going to have on the rest of this trade market. And then our next topic, I think, is something that could potentially have the biggest ramifications on this trade market.
Mm, yeah. As far as my takeaways before we get into that, Jalen Green's back. I think he only played 2 games and suffered a crazy hamstring injury. I feel like the Phoenix Suns to kind of put together this team post trading KD and getting rid of everybody during that finals run have put themselves in positions to be at least a above 500 playoff looking team. Right now they're 27-17, so I'm sure with him coming back into the fold, that only bolsters their roster. I think Steven Adams at first, when there's a video that came out, he like fell hard to the ground. I thought he messed up his knee, and obviously post OKC, he's been battling a lot of injuries as well too. But it just turns out it's an ankle injury, so he should be back soon. Seems like once CP3 got relieved of his duties, the Clippers just started actually giving a fuck and playing winning basketball. So to see Kawhi and James Harden kind of turn back the clock and Ty Lue getting his coaching bags from them being damn near the last seed to being a playing team at the 10th seed right now. That's pretty interesting. So I'm curious to see how things kind of pan out as the season progresses, or at least by All Star break as well too. Um, J Dub actually went out as well too. I think he tweaked his hamstring, so he got a hamstring strain. So yeah, another star or co-star to kind of go out as well too. But it's kind of funny because the nigga missed 19 games, and without him, they were 18-1,
They
and
were
with
better
him,
without him.
they're better without him. You know what I'm saying? So I can, in saying that, I expect them to continue to rock and roll as well too. And I think they're going to hold on to that number one seed because right now they're 6 games ahead of the Spurs for the number one seed. So I think Shea gonna get in his bag, and there's a reason why they have a bevy of talent. You can plug and play and get those wins. And the last thing, probably Edgecombe, stay rocking the rim all the time with these dunks, but another player who's can looks like a potential rising star. We trying to get him to be in a dunk contest, and he doesn't want to do it. So I feel like that's also a bigger issue. I feel like players like a LeBron James from back in the day, like kind of set that standard where it's like, oh, I'm not gonna kind of take this serious anymore. So it kind of starts from the top down. I mean, if you ain't gonna take it serious, then why would the generation after and after want to take it serious as well too? So kind of like what you've been saying the past couple of years, just go away with certain events in the All Star game, and make us truly care, or just try to find a way to kind of restructure it. So obviously the All Star game about to come over in LA in a little bit, but I know for a fact I really don't care for it. So if we don't care, if they don't care for it, why should we not care for it?